first and foremost. There we go. Seems we're running great. So far, so good. So I've tested a good amount of applications in regards of shift emulation. I have the Sutaki emulator. I have Usui MMJR, the Newshoe emulator, and the Usui X. But anyway, this is the primary one I'm using in regards to the Usui. But yeah, sometimes you have some issues and all that as usual. You have a lot of issues for sure in regards to the Mali thing, where a lot of games do not work for sure, But sitting and testing different games and all that, and I was looking into Cook Stuff, Yum Yum thing, and the first thing and all that doesn't seem to work with the keys. And also, the first one crashes when you finally get around the key thing. I haven't really sorted out the keys in regards of this version. Doesn't seem to want to do anything. It goes to the. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to work. I tried a lot of things. Press any key press any button to start. Oh, here we go. Oh, it actually gives you another one that I didn't get last time. Let's see if that actually works this time. Who knows? Seems to give me actually another option. Yum yum and okay. So far I've come before. Let's see if it actually does anything. But yeah, testing different games, and most of them sadly doesn't work. I would have loved to see the cooking game actually work. Seems to be an anti-feministic, although this version have pink hair in regards of, but the other version felt more like non-feministic, and anti-feminist. Um, oh, I have some rocket fire in Israel. Um, yeah, as you can see, I can't really do much. You can, if you look, you can move this one. So the game is clearly running. It's not crashed. We don't have that many frames, 11 frames. But in regards of responding, it just doesn't seem to. So this is the thing when you try these different shifts or whatever it's called, the Nintendo shift or whatever it's called. It's kind of a problem in regards of the games on Mali because many of them do not work. But I have found some that actually work, so I wanted to go through some of those, so you can, so people can easily get into testing what. Anyway, so yeah, as you can see, that didn't really go so good. That's the first I can get in regards to that game. And some of these games doesn't work either. This is my testing folder to test. Again, much of the games do not work on it, so it's very sad, but it is what it is. Games here we have some of them do not work either, but I have put them over in the folder just to. The main thing that I wanted to play was Grip, Roll Cage 3 Grip, to try it out and all that. But sadly, Grip do not work. I think it's, testing multiple games. It seems that Maddie does not like the Unreal motor, graphic motor, or whatever it's called, the Unreal. You will see an image in regards to that not long here. Let's see here. Should be some, maybe not. Okay, let's see here. Do we get the Unreal image? Unreal motor or whatever, I think it's based on the Unreal. Yeah, it's based on the Unreal. So the motor, as far as I recall, in regards to reading up on it, but didn't really seem to see the Unreal. Let's try one of the others. It will break anyway, but I tried 3 different versions. Pretty much, they're probably the same. But anyway, well, the some of the add-ons is not the same. Here we go. Oh, that's a chat. Okay. Nope, I don't see any Unreal Engine, but I found out that a lot of the Unreal games on the Unreal motor, graphic motor, I guess it's called something else, but I can't remember. But anyway, doesn't work on, and again, issues with that. Anyway, so let's take those games that actually works. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker works, and I would probably put it as the favorite, the number one, pretty much. There might be another game that might be getting that, but in regards to testing and all that, when you, for example, you can also use it for testing purposes. When you go in and you haven't kind of played the game, it will go in game at the very instant, pretty much. Well, let's see here. There you go. So now we are already in game in the engine. So you can very quickly test out in regards to the settings. You can see the frames per second and all that, running 29 frames per second. Just to be aware, I'm recording. So, of course, the frames will go low. And we have 28 frames per second. Of course, I can put the resolution a little down. It's surprising some of the games I can actually go pretty high on the resolution. Let's just go into the graphics here because again I'm recording. So let's just go down to 7.75. Okay, we have none and none and none. Great, great, great. Go back here. Let's start it up again. So this game, if you don't have any save games or anything like that, it will go directly in game to the introduction level, and thereby, if you don't touch, if you just stay as it is, you can compare the FPS in regards of fine tuning things and all that. As you can see, we're running a little more frames now. Again, I am recording, so recording takes a good amount of frames per second away from it, of course. But as you can see, 36 frames per second, so that is better than it was before. So you can use this as a testing, and I think it's actually also a great game. You know, it's very creativity of creative and puzzles of different kinds and all that. It's pretty nice. You know, I think it's actually and it's non-violent pretty much. Cooking Mama was a thing I really would have liked to see work because it seems to be an anti-feministic game. Look at that. You know, it just looks a little. Of course, I have stretched the image here in regards to things. I'm not sure in regards of the recording how that works out in regards of stretching the image and all that, but it doesn't really work, sadly. I heard about that Nintendo removed the game and some of the excuses that it wasn't kind of this and that. And I was like, oh, it's anti-feministic, you know? It's teaching girls to love cooking, you know? And of course, that's not so good if you're promoting Satanism and all that. It's like pink and brown hair. She looks like a house, you know, more like a housewife in regards of things, a little in that direction. But, you know, press any button to start, and as you can see, we have the same issues. I have been able to go further in regards of it. Oh, I guess it actually died. Well, I guess it might actually be this emulator in regards of dying out in regards. I think we can get a little further in regards to this emulator. So let's just try that. And of course, this is the new shoe emulator. I'm pretty much banned from both chat forums in regards of both emulators. So apparently, I did some things that are, you know, terrible wrong. Apparently, you know, whatever. I'm actually not sure why I was actually banned from one of the chats in regards of it. Not entirely sure. Apparently, it didn't work the first time. Apparently. And by the way, I guess we're just going into advanced graphics and fixing it a little lower, maybe. Oh, it's already on 0.75. Okay. Okay, let's try again. There we go. And of course, this is the game of emulation. You can kind of have to sometimes try a couple of times to actually make things work. It's interestingly enough, some games you just need to push a good amount of time, and then all of a sudden it will actually enter. It's not that many games I tried that with, but clearly there are some games that actually can go in and you just need to push to start it up again and again and again, and all of a sudden it will actually work. Okay, we're apparently not going to get further in regards of this. So this is not one of the games that works, you know. And apparently it's also dead in regards to the FPS. I guess it's, you know, FPS death. So let's go back to the other main Usui emulator, MMJR. It can do the 60 frames per second thing where it boosts 30 FPS to 60 FPS. If you want to, you know, if you have a game that does 30 FPS, like Good Job, for example, you can boost it to 60 frames per second. it probably will heat the mobile a little more up and all that. But anyway, so Captain Toad works. Dead Cells, but this is a game that you can apparently also get on Android. I'm not sure which one is better and all that. It's of course a satanic game and all that. Sadly, we have so much Satanism. It feels a little evil and all that, but the game factor does seems to be there and all that. And of course, you can listen to the Bible in the background, and at least you get some truth in regards of it. But that game actually does work. So, and I'm just running on the standard drivers here. I haven't installed any other. You can actually do that with this emulators, install different kinds of drivers, but it actually seems like the driver that is just with it was actually better than the alternative drivers or driver. Well, that was actually I had the egg drivers, and I had that should actually be directly in regards of the graphic on it. Mali GPU G610 MC6. But I found out it actually works better with the standard driver. It seems there's more compatibility. Like this game didn't work with the Mali drivers directly for the GPU. So I don't know why that would be, but uh, I think it was the drivers that was the issues. It's hard to remember everything. I guess I will need to test that further. But as you can see, it works. You can also use this kind of as a beta thing. If you just have the front first game, you can just have this place, and you can see the FPS up in the corner, and you will have this. If you just change the settings, go in again, and then you can see the. Maybe we should take this off in regards to these warnings and all. That's kind of a little annoying. And seeing death and all that. He's a Satanist, so. Oh, wait a minute. It actually was. Why was that disabled? It was disabled. It seems. I don't know. Anyway, let's go back. Oh, he's directly writing me. That's why. Okay. Apparently. But he's a Satanist, and sadly, he's kind of mislead on a lot of levels. But anyway, you can use this as a benchmark as well. But again, you still need to get through some menus and all that. And it is working, just to show, it is working, and it works pretty good. Also in regards of adjust overlay, you can scale it to higher. Let's see here if I can. Apparently, it doesn't work at the moment. Oh, okay. I guess it's because I'm recording. Okay, let's just boost it up so you can see the. Okay, there we go. Okay, great. Again, I'm recording. I'm running the game at the same time, so it's kind of not so snappy at the moment. There you go. So you can see now these are huge and all that. And you can pretty much, that's pretty annoying, this thing. But anyway, you can pretty much make them bigger. And I usually have it on 70%. Now this is way too big because the keys are overlaying each other and all that. 70% seems to be the magic number in regards of it. But yeah, as you can see, it's working. And well, I guess we have this. Okay, we're pretty much talking at the moment. Okay, let's just close that down. It doesn't seem to actually the upper and the lower screen. Well, at least that. Oh, anyway, whatever. So that's one working on Mali as well. Good job is working as well. Running 30 frames per second, so you can try this boost thing if you have the other emulator. It's clearly not all of the emulators that can do this 60 frames per second, and we can test it out in the other one so you guys can see it. As you can see in this application, in this emulator, we have some hostile aircraft intrusion in Israel. Yeah, well, I guess we just get a little of that. Anyway, FPS, and this game works as well. I didn't see any problems with that either. It works pretty good. Seems to be pretty stable and all that. And it works. But as you can see, it's only running around 30 frames, and that's the maximum of this game. So what you can do is, if we take the other one, Usui MMJR, if you go in here, now again, now that we are recording and all that, it might not be so smooth, but you will be able to see it in action. Are you kidding me? Is this guy, continuing to write directly to me? Anyway, you can see FPS 30 and generated 60 frames per second, so you can kind of boost the game like that. Although, might be using some processing power, probably, and thereby maybe heat the device a little, further up and all that. But it's a possibility to try out. You can always turn it off in the emulator if you have problems with it, or lower the resolutions or whatever. But as you can see, it's working. It does feel pretty smooth, even running 30 frames per second. I don't really feel like there's any. But hey, if you wanna, have the option, this is the option. Apparently, they kind of generate these extra frames, I guess. Yeah. Well, anyway, now we have some more things in Israel and all that. So, good job is working. Well, there's like, let's see it go there. So Captain Toad is working. Dead Cells are working. This is the newest updated version. This is the newest Captain Toad is updated to its full extent, as far as I know. 1.3 DLC 1.2. Sometimes if a game doesn't work, you can update it, and sometimes it will work. But there's a good amount of games that didn't do that with, because it's very time consuming to test these different games, and most of them do not work. And also find some games that actually seems to be sort of good. That I want. I kind of don't like the satanic thing here and all that. But anyway, update 1.25 and DLC and all that. A good job is just standard level. I don't think there was any updates for that. But works pretty good anyway, without any issues. So grip doesn't work. I tried to update it to the latest one, 1.08, but I think it's because of the Mali thing, and that is running on Unreal 3 engine. Oh, I think that might be the name for it, engine. So it's running on the Unreal engine, and it doesn't seem like the graphic drivers love that, Okay, Minecraft seems to be working. I guess there's an Android version of that as well, so that's kind of super fluid or over whatever it's kind of. But hey, it's working, So I had never played Minecraft, so I don't know much about it in regards to things. But as you can see, it is working. But I'm not sure if the Android version is better or not. You can see we're running a lot of frames here on it. So it's gonna, again, if you have a game that is actually already running 60 frames, there's no need to have this boost of frames per second, because 60 frames per second is clearly it's more than enough to have it run. So if you have a game that is able to run 60 frames, I wouldn't put that extra boost on it in regards to frames. There shouldn't be any need for that. It would just be waste of further resources, and probably more able to heat up your device, which of course you don't want. So again, you have to do your thing sometimes in regards of when it breaks and all that. Overcooked works as well. Actually, was one of the games I was close to deleting, but I still have it. I put it in a folder to deletion, but whatever. I don't know how good it is. I just tried it out a little, and it works. But yeah, it's and I guess it should be non-violent, but I don't know if that will become some violent things as you go into further the game and all that. It does look a little dark in regards to these red eyes on the bread and all that. But yeah, it is working. Here we have Ghost Team 17. Those that made the worms are pretty much. Oh, the first worms was pretty much. I was kind of disappointed with the rest of the worms. It was way too cartoonish and childress. Childress. I can't even say that. I think the first worms game was much more like, for somewhat grown ups. Oh, let's see here. How we hold it? Press buttons to continue. Oh, we crashed apparently. Yeah, apparently with FPS, kind of. Let's try the other emulator here. It does still seem to have some issues. And why is it not actually not in the folder where we want? Okay, well, we'll just go into manage folder, trash that, switch games, use. There we go. Now, okay. So I kind of have a test folder at the moment and a standard folder. Although the standard folder do have some of the games I'm sort of testing, but it's kind of some of the games that kind of in the higher category in some sense of things. Let's try to go into Overcooked again and see if we can make it run. Okay, we got a crash here. Again, that's just how it's part of the emulation game as it goes for now, but you know. Okay, we had a crash again. Well, I did get it working in the past. So, but apparently at the moment we kind of have some issues. Even the games I had working beforehand have some issues. Ah, you got kidding me. Okay, we'll try the other emulator here and try to go into it again. Overcooked. Let's try again. At least we got a little further last time, but it died out in regards to the frames per second, so that's an issue, of course. So maybe it's not updated or something like that. Maybe there's an update that I haven't fixed to it or something like that. That might be the case, you know. If I'm recalling back in my memory, I'm not sure if actually might have, might have had it updated when I got it working. Actually, it might actually be the and apparently I must have deleted the update as well. Well, hopefully the internet connection is not broken. Okay, here we have FPS 30. Okay, so it's running. And then it dies out. Uh-oh, we have network connection again. Maybe I don't have any more. Well, it still seems to be on the internet at least. We just gotta... Okay, I think I might not have updated the thing, Let's see here. I think it was the game that needed... No, it actually is 1.014. Okay, that's weird. Okay, well, I guess we'll show you how to install graphic drivers. So we have over this, we can see the GPU driver manager. We can go in here. This is a standard one. And we can go in here and see if I can, if I have the, here we have the EGGNS drivers, and we have the GPU ARM Malice G610. Let's try to install this, and there you go. Now, of course, you will have to find a place where you can download the driver specifically for your GPU. And of course, you need to find out what the GPU is. You can use different tools. I don't have the main tool that people usually use, but you can see the GPU here, Mali G610 MC6. And there's different versions of the Mali graphic GPUs and all that. Anyway, so we're going back here. And maybe we can get it working this time. We'll see. Just continues with these. Is he writing directly to me, or is it just because Telegram is broke or something like that? I told it not to write me. He's like written 8 times. He's like, it's like, oh my. Anyway. Okay, so apparently we have some issues with this. I don't know why, because it actually was working. I have had it working. But apparently there's some issues with it now. I just tried it a little, and didn't really get further into it, and thought, this is not something to, But yeah, let's try one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'll just go further down the list in regards of games. But I did have it working at some point, so I don't know what. I did have a little issue in regards of furthering going into the game, because you need to push the L and the R at the same time to actually make it go into the game. But yeah. And let's try. Okay, we have 30 frames, and boom. Let's see if it dies. Yeah, it dies on the FPS, it seems. Usually this thing would open up and you will get into the menu. So yeah, that doesn't apparently work. I don't know what's wrong with that. I guess I could try the last driver to it. Mhm. I don't know if it's fully updated. Maybe. No, wait a minute. Check here. There we go. Let's try again. Um, I don't know if it's fully updated. It might be because it's not fully updated. There might have been an update that I actually installed when I tried it out. So it might just be an update that needs to be fixed. Although it does, it is clearly somewhat updated. But there might be a newer version that actually was the thing that I actually got it working with. And now it's complaining about the network and all that. Not entirely sure when I'm going to get cut off in regards to the mobile thing because I am on the end of things in regards to that. So that's kind of, I think they will turn it off in the night, 12 o'clock, in regards to the internet connection. And I kind of didn't get the. But anyway, let's try to see if this works or if it breaks. No, it breaks again. Oh, come here, break. It's like lots of things going on the mobile for sure. So that didn't work either. I'm not, again, probably because there's an update for it. I wouldn't really know. Oh, let's just set it back to the. Oh, was it actually not that? Let's try again. But yeah, I think it's because of an update again. So if I just update it, it will probably work again. Besides that, I wouldn't know why it wouldn't work now. Again, also different emulators can give you different results and all that. So, but I think it's probably because I see if I can actually see what the latest version is. I can just do that at the same time. I think Overcooked 2. There's also a first game I think in regards of it. Let's see here. Overcooked. Let's see what the latest update is. Update 1.015 should be the last update. Well, that would be the one that I've installed. So I don't know why it's not working. I have had it working. Again, I don't know why it's dying. It might be in regards to some of the recording things where the CPU is. Oh yeah, sometimes I've had it when you put it on. It might actually be in regards of this. Let's see here. But the problem is this VRAM usage mode. If you put it on aggressive, it will kind of, be very aggressive. And I kind of don't want that in regards to taking off RAM, in regards of, I've seen, other background applications like background play from the browser might stop and shutter and all that. But this might actually be the problem. Let's try it out. One more time. Let's see. We might get a little shot with the game now. Should be very aggressive in regards to the RAM, which might make it work. I guess video RAM. I guess I don't know. Okay, are you kidding me? Is he still writing me or something like that? I don't know. How do I actually see? Can I make it not do it? See here. Oh no, not so good in regards to this. In regards of Android. Where did it go? Well, apparently it went away. Okay. Well, I guess it still will pop up. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, usually I'm not usually getting. Oh well, it died again in regards to the FPS, but it might be because I'm recording and might not be. None. Yeah, I don't know. Clearly, of course, recording and sending information is kind of. And I'm going to set this on conservative again because I don't want it to. Be aggressive in regards of it and shutter other applications in the background. Okay, so that didn't really work. Let's see, yeah, there we go. So Toad work, Dead Cells work, Good Job works, and non-violent. Seemingly just kind of non-violent. Overcooked. It did work beforehand, but I'm not sure why it's not working now. Minecraft was working, as we could see. Are you kidding me? Where's the mute button here in regards to this? That's like it's like, give me a break. I muted it, and he's like, he has he written me. How many times has he written? 10 times. Like, are you gonna be kidding me? Directly to me. Oh my. Okay, Pinkman. I've tried. I think 2 Pinkmans, and Pinkman 3 is working. Let's see here. Keep you run. No. What's looking? Just checking. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So Pinkman 3 Deluxe is working as well. Pinkman 1, I think it was. I'm not sure if number 2 was included in it, but it didn't. Well, it does show up, but it's very, very slow, and it's just, I don't know if it actually could go in game or anything like that. Just the menu in the beginning was puking all over pretty much, and didn't really do good. Oh, well, I guess we have a crash here. Oh my, I guess it has its issues when you're recording as well. But I've had it working. I haven't further tested it out in regards of just tried to see if it worked, and it worked. You could run around. Don't really know what the game is really about or anything like that. If it's violent or non-violent, don't know. But it was working. I guess we're going to get a black screen on this, maybe, or maybe it's loading in the background. Not sure. Oh my, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, let's try to let's go back to the Usui and go down here. They're really very much of the same thing, because I guess they use the same foundation. Now, of course, emulation will only get better as time goes forward. So, in regards of graphic driver support and all that, Rollcage should be able to actually work on the emulator, but not on Mali, clearly, or at least not the Mali I have. And I guess this is one of the games that only runs 30 frames per second, so you could have the generate thing on. Now, I'm not sure if it's loading or if it just crashes, doesn't look good. I can't remember if it actually did have a longer loading period. Some of the games do have a pretty long period of loading. Let's just go into graphics and remove this thing and go back. Oh. I dropped the mobile. Oh. I think that's the second time I dropped the mobile here. Oh, it's still working. No glass or broken. No broken screen or anything like that. So it's like the second time I dropped it, and you gotta be kidding me. Well, controls, overlay option, adjust layer. There we go. Well, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, apparently we have some problems in regards of making that work as well, it seems. Rayman Legends should work as well. Apparently I guess we have some problems in regards of getting things to work. Which kind of, I should probably have tested it just before going live, in regards of just testing if the games were actually running and all that before actually going live stream on things, because then I would know if they just worked or if it's something other. Yeah, okay. Why is that actually big again? Didn't we actually put it? Did I not say? No, that's not it. Just there we go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Pair game settings, controls. Nope, that's not it. Overlay option here. Overlay. There we go. Let's go down a little here. Are you kidding me? Well, I guess it's because it's doing all its things, recording and all that. Whatever. Yeah, apparently that didn't really wanna. Yeah, it is. I have tried Rayman. Don't really know much about it either. I do remember when it was released many years ago in regards to, I think, PC or something like that. I think it was on PC as well. I'm not actually not sure if it actually came to PC. I think it came to PC. Well, I've had that working as well, clearly, but clearly we have some problems again. Maybe because it's live streaming. Like that's annoying. I don't think I had any problems with that beforehand on any level in regards to working. Skydrift doesn't work. It did work on the NS or the EGNS, but doesn't work on any other things. There was some graphical issues and all that, but it was working. Like Penelope also works on the or egg thing, but doesn't really work on any others. But I still have them in hope that they would maybe work. Star Ocean 2 actually does work. I think that's probably at least it's one of the top biggest games, I guess, in regards of memory that I have. Of course, higher resolutions will boost it in regards of memory. It's actually running pretty good, but I guess we have problems again. Maybe run. No, there we go. I wonder if some of the other things, maybe I should just wait a little in regards of loading time or something like that. I'm not sure. This actually works pretty good on the mobile as well. Not as well, but this actually works pretty good. I tried to try the number one game of this. It just doesn't work. So, but number two works. You do wonder why number one wouldn't work, but number two does work. The same thing with Pinkman and all that. Why would number three works but not number one? But it works pretty good, and it's Star Ocean, apparently it's called. It works very good. This is the English version. I had a Japanese whatever version before that, and it was like, but I did try the game and all that with the other version. Now I got it in English. But anyway, confirm. So this game seems to be working on Mali as well. Again, when you test games on these things, you just have to be aware that most of the game doesn't work. That's very sad, but that's part of emulation, but the graphic, at least on this Mali thing, has its issues, But some games are working, as you can see. Of course, we're not in game at the moment. Of course, it's the in game thing that kind of decides if a game works, or not. But the in game does work. Let's just skip this and go in game. There we go. We are now in. I think we're in game. Of course, this is still an introduction and all, but I can't remember if you can actually move around here or if it's afterwards. But it works in game, and it actually looks pretty beautiful. It's interesting how they, at the moment we're using around 3 GB, although I'm running 0.75 in regards to resolution, so it's not that much. I can actually boost this to a maximum of resolution, and even going higher up actually runs pretty good, even if it looks. Now, of course, there's a specific amount of resolution that is on the screen mobile, so it's kind of no point in regards of boosting it any further up than what the screen can do. But it actually runs pretty good. It's and you can see this should be in-game material, but and not video. There we go. Now we are in game. We're going to be able to run around with the guy and all that. The FPS at the moment is 20, 22 frames per second, all that. But even if it actually goes low on the resolution, you actually don't feel it much in regards of in game. When I try to boost the resolution and the graphics up to maximum and all that, it actually, of course, there's of course, when you boost it to the maximum, you do feel it, But when you actually do it, it actually does pretty good in regards of things. But anyway, let's see if we can run around. There we go. And yeah, now of course there's a little slack here, but I am recording all that, and but it is working, and it's actually a pretty beautiful areas as far as I have seen. Um, in regards of it. So yeah, that runs very interestingly enough, and it when you get into the bigger areas, the RAM will run up to more and all that, and of course higher resolutions will make it use more RAM. But this is actually one of the games that actually have been doing or is doing very well. It seems as far as I can see. We have Bomberman. We still have some graphical issues in regards to the flames. You can't see the flames. The game does work. Maybe a little heavy, but it does work because you kind of want a smooth experience when the more it's lacking and slacking and all that, the more issues it is in regards of actually putting the bombs the right place and all that. I tried some of the other Bombermans, doesn't work. It's only the first one, and again, there's some issues in regards of it. Like if we go to okay, apparently we need to go through this nonsense. And oh, there we go. So it is working, but again, the flame thing doesn't work. Probably again in regards to the graphic GPU thing and the drivers and all that. But I haven't, in regards to all the things that I've tested and all that. They just don't work. You can still play the game, but it is kind of it kind of takes away it's kind of a little important thing to see how big the flames are. So kind of you I guess you can imagine the flames for yourself and whatever and all that. But it is kind of a little. Everything else seems to be working pretty much as far as I can see. Just the flames that doesn't work. And probably in regards to some graphic thing, in regards to the flames that just doesn't want to do what I like. Lots of menus to go through and all that to just get in game, right? It's just tedious. I guess I'm just getting too old for waiting game things and all that. But as you can see, it's working. Not sure if you could actually zoom out. Could have been nice, maybe if you could zoom up. Nope. As you can see, it's probably not running very. Nope. It's 19 frames per second. And again, it's kind of when you put bombs and all that. It's kind of would be nice if you could actually, what do you call it? If you like look at that, it's just you end up failing in regards to what you actually want to do. But anyway, as you can see, there's no flames. Apparently the flame is not that big, so apparently it didn't break up the stone. Okay, let's try again. It's the 2 flame. Okay. So there we go. And it's lagging too much. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you can see it's working, and I just did this. This is just way too. But yeah, it's a little heavy, but it does work. As you can see, the flames doesn't work, but okay, it is what it is. And again, probably in the future, the drivers for the graphics will become better and better. We'll see. Our time will show. Pokemon is working as well. Pokemon Eevee. I guess a lot of people are knowing this satanic game in regards of evolution and all that nonsense promoted to children and all that. You might have a problem. It tends to be a thing of this game that it has this issue in regards of the buttons. So you might need to go into the controls, go into player 1 and push this and push handheld and then go back, and then you should be set and on go, But that's the biggest issue, I guess, with this game. It runs pretty good, no worries. It does run 30 frames per second, so you can make the boost of 60 frames and all that. Although I guess we actually had a crash here. Usually it does work. I've had some issues, and apparently there's an issue as well now. Which, oh, maybe, again, maybe because I'm recording, and maybe this will help if I put it on aggressive in regards to the RAM, but might not work. But it is usually working. So it's, but there is a thing where it sometimes stalls at that space, at that place. That's seen before. Oh, I've seen it before, and I was like, why is it doing that? Um, it's just part of emulation. Sometimes things break, and sometimes they work, and sometimes this and that, and all that. But it usually works. Not sure again why it doesn't work now. Because as far as I know, I had it working. So we can try another emulator. I don't know in regards to all the things that again, recording. Of course, uses the CPU and all that, and there might be something that then makes it break. I guess I will need to test that after having recorded. No, it still does it. Don't know why. Usually there would be some animation here. Clearly that stalls at the moment. But usually works in regards of EV, and you can update it to the latest version and all that. Super Mario 3D World works, and it also has this extra thing, I guess. So if you actually found out that yesterday, just I would actually, it was in the delete folder and all that, but it does work, and it kind of, it works okay. It doesn't. It actually. So here you see Super Mario 3D World, and you can kind of, or maybe you can maybe just there we go. So you apparently have two kinds of things here. Apparently, I don't know, two games in one. Bowser's Fury. Okay, so I guess one game is Bowser's Fury, and I guess the other one is then the other game. And it works, and it has 3D thing and all that. So. But again, if you have a game you want to run and it doesn't run, try updating the game to the newest version and see if that helps. I've had one game where I actually updated it where it actually stopped working, but I got that sorted out. But anyway, but all the other games pretty much, if they don't work and you really want to have it working, at least you have the option to try to update it to the latest version and hope for the best. It doesn't mean it will work, but at least you have it might work. Ah, okay. I thought it actually died. Okay, but it seems to have a screen. There we go. Let's just let it run and see what happens. Okay, it is working, but clearly it's very, very slow. Uh, it didn't run so slow yesterday, but again, I wasn't recording, um, so it works. Although I guess this is not in game yet. I guess it's still the video of in the introduction. But I did get in game and all that yesterday. Yeah, I guess in regards to the other where it actually went to zero, maybe I should have been a little more because maybe it was just loading in regards to some of the others. Anyway, I think we're in game at the moment, but as you can see, it's not very fast. But we are in game, and of course that's the important thing in regards of if something is working, you want to see it working in game, and it is working in game, so that's nice, but in a very, very slow mo mode. It's kind of apparently the FPS seems to be connected to the speed in emulation. Apparently, I have one game that didn't really seem, that other Star game thing or whatever it's called, that actually seems to be running fine when it goes a little lower on the frames per second. At least it didn't really seem to, at least when it went down to, well, anyway. But yeah, and we can jump. Yep. And we can also move around in regards to the camera. But yeah, it works. I'm not sure how stable it is. I think I have had a crash or two or something like that. But again, I haven't really further tested things. Oh, we might have a crash now. While talking about a crash, no. Okay, it's just having it's difficult in regards of following along with all the graphics, I guess, and all that. You can't really see if it's the CPU or the GPU that is working at the moment. Some of the other emulators, PS1 and PS2, you can actually see the CPU and the GPU in regards of what is actually what is actually working for the most. And we should have some animation coming up here in regards of that blackness in the, there we go, the biggie guy apparently. Yeah, well, anyway, so it's pretty interesting how they make, I guess, the levels. It's kind of does seem kind of creative. Sadly to just work, use it for the devil instead of God. I would it would have been nice to see Nintendo actually, move into the direction of the Bible instead of, it seems like they're taking a lot of mushrooms or something like that. Anyway, as you can see, it works. And we have the other one in regards to Super Mario Odyssey. Does also work. Does seem to be some problems sometimes, but overall, it does seem to work. Let's see. Well, apparently we had a crash here. Oh, maybe I should actually turn that on. The fan cooling, it's getting a little hot, the mobile. It's always nice to have a fan in your mobile, so you can just turn it on. At least have a little kind of cooling, Might not be but just a little also helps. I'm not sure how effective the fan really is in regards of cooling the device, but that is absolutely hot air coming out of the mobile, So, yeah, okay. This seems to have some issues. Again, probably because I'm recording. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Now, well, again, sometimes you just have to push it. Sometimes before it works. Now I'm I'm really happy about the Tank 3 phone. Pretty much, it's a nice phone. It's a little big phone, but overall, I think I just need to be able to make a total. Oh, there we go. A total. What do you call it? Save of the whole mobile. A full. Where I can just restore the mobile from a specific point with all the settings and all that without needing to redo it over and over and over again. But I haven't really sorted that out and twerp and all that. But in any case, okay. I'm not sure if we can actually. I'm not sure if we actually can move, away from that scene. Oh, there we go. I see the in-game thing. That's the videos is one thing. The in-game is what is important. To see how if it actually runs in-game, right? Well, it is running in-game, but apparently we had a crash there. But we can try one more time. But I have had it running in-game. So it is possible to get in game and all that, but yeah, should probably have streamed this at 720p instead of 1080. Would have gotten the mobile. Oh well, let's just give it a one more go. Um, but yeah, I should have you know fixed the mobile in less resolution to make less issues. Okay, does it usually works. Penelope doesn't work. At least it would be a surprise if it actually did. But it does work in egg emulation in regards of the Nintendo Switch. But and it works without any problems as far as I can see in the Nintendo or in the egg emulator. But you have to hand them over all sorts of information, all rubbish and all that, and you have to be a VIP member and this and that, and like you've got to be kidding me. But two games that didn't work in any other emulator did work in egg, so it should be able to work. And the Skydrift as well, although again the Skydrift has graphical issues in the scenario that you're flying around, but it did work. It did fire, it did work besides those graphical issues. The Wall of Mine might be one of the favorite games and might actually take the first place, but I haven't really further gone into. And it's the game that takes the longest to load. um, I'll just set the mobile here. It will take a little time for it to load. So it doesn't it's not because it's crashed or anything like that. It's just that it is loading. You can actually see a faint loading thing in very, very faint, actually way too faint. They should have, I don't know why they would actually have made it so faint. They should correct that. That's way too faint. Because I didn't notice it in the beginning. But I can see it now when I now know that it's there. You can see it says loading and dot dot dot. It seems, but why they would have it so faint, I don't know. That they should correct that. Because you might just think it's not working. So maybe it actually crashed now, but it works in game and all that, and probably would be the favorite game of mine on it. I played it on PC many years ago, and it seems to be sort of the same thing on the mobile. But I think we might have had a crash here. Yeah, that's great. Well, of course it's not great. But apparently, I guess we have a lot of issues in regards to this. Okay, I was running the. Let's try again. Um, so yeah, it works without issues, at least when I'm not recording. So again, most likely because I'm recording at the moment and sending information, like I should have set it up in regards of less resolution. Although I did make a video where it seemed to actually go pretty good, even if I was recording. But apparently we have some issues now at the moment with things. So yeah, but you would think that the game has failed because you don't see any loading thing, uh, but yet it is actually there. But it's very hard to see. Okay, I guess we have a crashing thing. I don't usually don't have a crashing thing with this application. So again, it must be because I'm recording, or maybe also sitting. Let's see here. I haven't really had any issues with it, so it must be because I'm recording. Maybe it's because let's just try that. Set it off too. Try one more time. But again, it is working. Usually, in regards to the things that I try, it didn't have any issues. But again, clearly it has issues now. Again, might be because I'm recording. Might very likely be. You can see the loading if you look very careful in the middle. But on the mobile, it's at least on the mobile, it's nearly impossible. So they really should fix that. I don't know why it would take so long to load. Okay, we have another crash. It's not going to work apparently, or maybe it's doing something in the background or something like that. I guess I don't have the patience to. Now nothing seems to happen. But yeah, usually it's working in the background. Sorry, is working usually, and would probably be my might be taking the first place. Although it is a little rough on the mobile in regards to frames per seconds and all that. But yeah, so it's a little. Whereas Captain Toad seemed to be a little less needing of. But it is working. This wall of mine. World of Goo is a lightweight game as far as I recall. Should also work. Let's see here. Well, usually works. Um, that's incredible, in regards to not working these games, trying to show, and then I don't know why we have so many problems in regards to it. You don't usually in this game, you don't wanna have the overlay thing. Just remove that, and you can just use the screen. You don't need the buttons and all that, and it's very lightweight. Probably the lightest game in regards of lightweight, but I'm not entirely sure. But what you do is like fix this. I guess it's an old India PC game as well. But let's see if we can. There we go. And it's pretty fun. It's creative. It's non-violent as far as I recall for the most part. So there we go. And as you can see, it's running 60 frames in game. Although it's a small level and all that, but it's running very smoothly. And there we go. And it's a pretty good game. And it's you can see it's very very snappy even if I'm recording, so it's very lightweight and all that, but works pretty good and still looks pretty good overall. But yeah, so that's also a pretty good game to try out. Um, so there we go. I'm not sure if there's any Android version of it. I don't think so, but it is at least working on the. It's like if you just want some games to test things out. We also do have it works, but I haven't really further played it. Just seen that it works. So I don't know in regards to further, but it just in game it does work and all that. It's at the moment it has all this satanic stuff of Halloween nonsense, but yeah, it is working. So that would be another game that seems to work. It's interesting. I tried to some of the other electrician or science games and all that. Maybe I actually should. Oh wait, I actually made it. Let's see here, science. I don't know if there's any more science games that I might not have tried to see if it actually works. But yeah, for the most thing. Oh, that was like. Oh, we need the overlay options. Show overlay. There we go. For the most part, games don't work. For the Mali. Apparently, okay. Apparently, we have some issues in regards to the buttons. It seems. Oh, maybe I need to push the. Let's see here. Overlay options. Okay. Apparently, need to directly push. But yeah, it works in game. But I'm not sure if this has any fun facts or anything like that. But I guess you could be taught a little in regards of electrician things and all that. You start out apparently in your garage. It seems. See if we can put the overlay option on again. But if you kind of want a little feeling with your device in regards of emulation and heating up and all that, at least that's some games that you could look into. So here you can see all the Halloween bullshit that they fixed, satanic nonsense and all that. But it works. And you apparently start out in your garage, and I haven't gone further in regards to that. but it is working in game. So there you go. And it apparently also works when we are recording here. So I think that was pretty much some of the games that could be used to test out your mobile in regards of emulation and all that, as it is for now in regards of Mali. If I guess if you really want to do emulation on your mobile, you wouldn't get a Mali mobile, as it is for now at least. There seems to be, I think, two others, at least one other GPU or thing, what is called, that is more well supported for it. So, of course, I didn't buy the mobile for emulation, but I wanted to, test things out. Let's see here. Um, thinking. CPU. There we go. So this is a MediaTek Dimensity 8200, and so forward. If you really want to do emulation and all that, it wouldn't be the Mali. It wouldn't be this phone that you would need, But hey, if in the future, probably more support will come in regards to drivers. You can see the resolution of the screen as well, and so forward. GPU Mali G610, 6 cores, and blah 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 blah. You know, So, but besides that, it's a pretty good phone in regards of heat and keeping it cool, and you know, I've rooted this phone. So, and if you have rooted the phone, put it to conservative. All of them, it's the best governor that there is in regards of all the five here that is there. And of course, in regards of memory, you can take the XRAM off. So the CPU doesn't need to work in regards to RAM, and there's more than enough RAM on the mobile, so you don't need the XRAM. You can just turn it off. It's the XRAM feature is like using the RAM, and if it's if there's not too much space, it can pack it down, and then if it needs it, it can unpack it, and of course that costs CPU power and thereby also battery energy and all that. So you can just turn it off. I haven't reached 16 gigabyte anyway. I've tried to do what I could to reach 16 gigabyte. The furthest I've gotten to is 14 gigabyte, and that was, that's usually not the case. As you can see, it's using 69 gigabyte at the moment. And even if you run games and all that, again, the maximum I've been able to do is 14 gigabyte. I haven't been able to reach 16 gigabyte. Although I don't know if anything is going on in the background in regards of things. If Android is doing something, there's so many layers of things that is being done in the background. So I don't know. Anyway, that was a little in regards of the games. And again, there's different variants of emulation and all that. There's the new Shoe emulator. There's the Sudachi emulator. There is the one that I'm used mainly is the Usui MMJR, because it has the 60 frames per second thing and all that. So that is kind of the main thing. Let's just try the Rayman. Again, it should work, but let's try and see if we can get it to work. Again, it usually works. I'm not sure why. Again, apparently this testing thing or show off in regards to things apparently wasn't that successful in regards of many of the games that usually works. Well, at least a good amount of them didn't really want to go. Maybe it starts just loading or something like that. Not entirely sure at the moment. It doesn't seem to totally have crashed. But there's no loading thing running or anything of that nature. So it doesn't look good. Oh. Oh yeah. Nope. Doesn't look good. In regards of, I haven't done much testing in regards to the micro SD card and the internal space. The internal space should, of course, be a lot faster than the micro SD card in speed. But I'm not sure. It doesn't really seem to be much of a difference when I have them on micro SD card or if I have them on the internal space. So that doesn't seem to be a problem overall. At least I don't feel any difference, or haven't felt any difference between micro SD card or the internal space. But there might, I guess, be some applications that needs to heavily load here and there, that it might chop off some seconds or something like that, in regards to loading speed. But yeah, I haven't really seen much of a difference in regards to the micro SD card and the internal. So that's kind of the biggie thing in regards of this is that most games are not running. That's the biggie. Um, but yeah, but of course it's nice to see that the micro SD card doesn't really seem to have that it's actually still working pretty fast and all that without feeling anything in regards to loading time or anything like that. Um, so yeah, didn't have an update for that thing. Don't seem to see the. I'm just looking at the computer here. Thought I had an update for that game. Didn't I download that? Well, apparently Celeste. See if we can find it again. Just thought I had downloaded the update for it. As far as I know. No, no, that's the. I pushed the wrong one, I guess, in regards to that. Maybe I haven't fixed in regards to the update. Anyway, might just be a crap game anyway, even if it works. So I have had, I have had other games where they were working and I pretty much just threw them out for now. But it's like some 2D games and all that, and some, yeah, it's like, now it's apparently okay. It's actually seems there's something. Oh no, okay, it's actually bigger than I thought in regards to the update. A lot bigger. Okay, so that's correct. Okay, but okay. Anyway, so that's kind of it. That's some of the games. I would start out with Captain Toad in a fully updated version. This one. See here, because that's the best game as far as I can see in regards of testing things, and it's the fun factor is there in regards to the game. It's pretty creative and all that. It's a pretty good game. It's not violent. So let's see, add-ons 1.30. That just seems to be the very best game I've found in regards of benchmark of testing games and testing settings in game as well, and see, just to give you a little familiarizing in regards to how things are working, what doesn't work, what makes it bad, and this and that. So you get a little more data points on that, and then you can go from there. I would think that in regards of of this War of Mine is kind of would be also one of the favorites, but it's not like it does take a lot of hit in regards to the frames per second and all that. So depending on how powerful your mobile is and all that, what might not be playable if it's but it seems playable here as far as I can see, although you don't want to have too low resolution in regards of the I think in regards of reading and details, and it's but yeah, so it's but yeah, it is working, and we'll see if grip ever if in regards to the drivers for the Mali, how that goes on in regards to there's a deluxe version of grip, um, but I don't have that. But of course, if it does, if it doesn't run because of the Unreal Engine, then of course it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that was a little of it. I do have the other folder. Of course, this is just for testing purposes, just to see what works and what doesn't work and all that. Again, most of the games do not work, so it's kind of try and miss nearly all the time, but you do find some that works. So game test. Let's check this folder. That's okay. Deep scan, by the way, is that if you have multiple games and folders and all that, you can make that into. We have Rayman Legends again. I guess I have two versions. Oh well, two. I guess I need to down or delete one of them. Um, Probably won't work either this time. Either if I'm doing well, shouldn't make any difference really. So it's probably just not going to work. But it usually works. But again, because of the recording and all that, I guess that's the reason. Or maybe the mobile just needs to be restarted or something. Whatever. Something is just clearly wrong. But it usually works. I have been playing it. Stardew Valley also seemed to work. It's a 2D game of I'm not entirely sure what it's kind of totally about. I guess you are fixing your own little place and sewing things, and the company man doesn't work. Yoka Ailey works. Yum Yum Cookstar doesn't work. Untitled Goose Game does work, but it seems like it's a weird game. Sinasarian or something like that doesn't work. It was I guess, Orthodox game. So we have some Christian theme. The company man, yeah, that didn't work. This one works. Naruto, and I guess some people actually use some of these Naruto applications to benchmark things. Of course, again, you can't get around the satanic nonsense, which is there, but that actually does work. Would also be probably one of the heavier games, although it's, I guess, Japanese or something like that. But it actually does work. I don't know if it works while recording here. But that would probably be one of the usually like nearly 4.7, 4.8 gigabyte. Would actually be nice if they just fix gigabyte on it. Mostly they use at least 1 gigabyte, instead of seeing the megabyte. But anyway, it does seem to work, although you need to get through all the menus and this and that, as far as I recall, just tedious. And of course, it's not English, so I have no idea what it's saying. But it does work, it seems, as well. I'm not sure which version or whatever that they usually use for benchmarking or something like, whatever, or testing. 5 gigabyte already. 5 gigabyte of RAM being used. You can look here. You can see well, apparently only 6.93 gigabyte is used. That doesn't seem to be fitting. Because the system should be using some memory as well. There's something seems to be wrong in regards to the used memory here. That's weird. Usually it kind of looks like where you can see, okay, it actually looks like, but maybe it's because maybe there's some faulty thing going on here. But yeah, it should work. Can't remember what I do. Something because of pushing, whatever. I don't know. Just go, 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 go. Maybe not. Whatever. Or maybe I closed out. Oh, whatever. Just go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. And we have some rockets fired in Israel. As it goes. I guess we're back to the scroll thing here. But it should be one of the heavier games, well, at least in regards to memory. So, in regards of memory issues, I don't see this phone at least having, 16 gigabyte is more than enough for any of the games that works on it. And of course, if it's not, you can always fix some extra thing and all, and you can also push on the VRAM and all that. But really, it doesn't really seem to be a problem at all in regards of things. But yeah, this game works as well. Let's see if we can get in-game thing here. I don't know. So come on. I Okay, let's come on. Okay, I guess this is some kind of video thing. Um, let's see if that went. There we go. So 5.3 gigabyte at the moment, according to memory, but I'm still not sure why it doesn't show up in regards to the used. Well, we got a crash. Of course, that's my mistake because I went out again. You know the stability in regards to these games when you do these things and all that. You can also fix. Mm, There's like a window mode where you can just make it pop up in a window. I'm not sure. Well, picture in picture, you can fix that. Um, might make it less of an issue in regards of. Uh, so yeah, but anyway, it is working. This thing, whatever it's called, in Road to Baruto. Luigi's Mansion 2 seems to work as well, but it's one of those games for pretty much for deletion. I actually did get Gianna Sisters working as well. The Latest Mystery Journey seems to work as well, although I'm not sure. Totally Catherine Fulper. No, that doesn't work. Battle Chasers work. Donkey Kong is kind of graphical issues. Bubble Bobble 4 seems to work. This Aconite versus Space Invader seems to work, but and Mario versus Donkey Kong seems to work as well. So you have some games working here as well. The Yoka Eli seems to work as well. But anyway, it's kind of a try and miss a lot of times. Battle Chasers, yeah, that worked seemed to work as well. Switch and the sport fitness games, I haven't really, um, that needs a little more testing. I guess you might need some tools for playing those. Yeah, so that was a little thing in regards to that, and I guess there's not much more in regards to just testing a little. I have the PS1 here. That works very good with PS1 games, it seems. Rockets 1, 2, and Firebox, which is a variation of it. Neither works as well in regards to the Bible game. I haven't really further tested things further. The Bible game does work. I haven't tested like a huge, pretty much only one game. So we have the Termarks in regards to the Windows emulator. Japan is turned off at the moment. Mobox, yeah. Where you install 3 different things to get it to work and all that. In regards to PC emulation on this phone, is not very good. But PC One seems to be okay in regards to this phone. In regards to it doesn't seem to be much of issues, and the PS2 also seems to be pretty good on the Mali. Um, but the Windows simulation kind of they don't do so good. Again, I have one game working in regards to that. Pretty much, well, 2 games, but both of them have issues. You have this one that tend to sometimes work. It also tends to crash and all that, but you do see in-game thing, and it actually looks okay. It looks actually pretty good when it's running. And I had the other game that I actually did go into Europa Universal, but it has some graphic issues. But it is going in game after a lot of loading and all that. But it didn't really. It doesn't show up the map and all that. And really, I shouldn't waste my time on all these things. I was just interested in regards to what the mobile could do. Just of interest. Um, can we get though? We have some. Where's the buttons? Missing some buttons, I think. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, of course. I was thinking of PS emulation here, so We need to open this one, input, and then we have this one up here. And of course, this is just a video, so this is not in-game, you know. So there we go. It might crash, you know. Again, sometimes it crashes, sometimes not. Let's just see if it actually goes in game here without in regards of using a graphical engine. It should go into if I don't touch anything, it should go into the mode of showing what it actually can do, you know. And it looks actually pretty good when it's working. So it looks better than the PS1 emulation in regards of graphics and all that. But the problem is in regards of, and now it's going into it. But the problem is that it's a little unstable for sure, you know. But it is working, as you can see. This is the standard graphical engine that it's using for this, and it is working. And you know, it is playable, you know, but I haven't set up all the things here and there, and it's not that easy on the mobile compared to a computer because you only have two fingers, whereas on a computer, or I guess even on a PlayStation or whatever, you have multiple fingers at hand to do things. So, but it looks pretty good, you know. It is working on the in-game thing here, you know. So yeah, no, but only one game. I guess I haven't tested that many games either. But you know, the games I've tested, you know, Road Cage 1 doesn't want to run. I'm not sure why. You know, there we go. So we can try to go in game. Just it might break, you know, when we do it. You know, but so you can just see that it's actually the same thing. Let's go. It might break, it might not break. Oh, there we go. As you can see, it pretty much looks the same. And we have the tree thing here that I fixed up so you can actually target other vehicles. As you see, this is pretty good. It runs only around 30 frames. I'm not sure if you can actually adjust that. Here we go. Now we can target. Let's just take the shield on here. And we have another target thing. And we also have the back mirror. The back mirror is something that the PlayStation version didn't have. You know, let's just turn the sound off. The back mirror is something that the PlayStation version didn't have. So that's kind of a sad thing in regards to the PlayStation version. One thing is that the graphic might be worse than the PC version. Another thing in regards of the back mirror, because the back mirror does kind of give you a sense of what is going on behind you and all that, and we're still waiting for some vehicles. You know, usually they will come around. Am I really going to win this without any really there you go. It's interesting. Why do they say actually only? Oh, it's because it's in the mode of. So I guess the final position is only 2 because it's actually this thing in regards of getting point from different, you know, in regards of what you do on the map as well. So I guess that was the reason. Because usually it wouldn't say excellent when you are victorious, you know. So I was like a little odd in regards to that. So apparently I only got the second place. I should have used the rockets for other things. I just wanted to show how it looked when it actually targets targets all those. There we go. Oh, that was pretty good. That's wrong buttons here. That's the thing, you know, the PlayStation have the buttons over here. I put them over to the right instead. So of course that's a. But as you can see, we have the rockets here. We have the tree turned on. You can still target, you know, buildings and all that with the rockets. Oh, oops. There we go. So you can still target buildings and all that while it's on, but usually you would use it to directly target other vehicles. But I guess you get some points in regards of destroying some of the buildings as well. In regards of even if you get the first place, you might not get the first place. It's a weird mode, but just how it is apparently. There we go. Oh, well. Oh no, that was terrible. I mean, pretty much. Now the problem, you have it on, then at least you can do other things with your fingers. Give me a break. What is happening? Do we not have the control or something like that? There we go. Anyway, so you can set it up so the speed thing key is always on, and you can turn it off by just pushing at it. So you kind of can fix your weapons or whatnot, whatever you have. You can fix your fingers for other things. The same thing with the tree thing I put here in regards to the target button and all that. You can do it so it's always on, so you don't need to push it, and all that helps you in regards of when you only have two fingers. It's not the perfect thing and all that, but at least it makes it a little closer to having a little more, having the ability to do things. Yeah. So let's see a start. See here. Oh, apparently we got the first place, even if I didn't get the first place. It's kind of weird, It's I guess you get points from destroying buildings as well and all that. I can't adjust the camera either. I would love to adjust the camera here, but I haven't set the keys up for that. And that's the problem with the PC thing, is that you need to set up things. Oops. Okay. You need to set up keys that reflects the key thing that is fixed to in game and all that. So it's a thing, I wonder if you here we go in regards of see if it targets. Why didn't it target the? Oh, I guess it's because I need to. Apparently it didn't turn it off. I guess I need to. Let's try that again. If we see someone. Oh, get that. But it's not with the back mirror, It was just too powerful. There we go. And I guess it was double. We have this weapons where they're like double weapon thing. You didn't have that in Road Cage 1, but you have that in Road Cage 2. Now it's just a standard missile thing, and if it gets upgraded, it begins to glow up. There we go. Interesting. If I got 2 out of that, I got an upgrade and I got a secondary thing. So now I have 2. So is there anything we can destroy? There we go. Let's destroy that with the standard rocket thing, And there we go with another rocket. Let's fix that as well. And just save the other one, I guess we get some points in regards to destroying these things. I'm not sure, but see if there's coming someone. Oh, we have there we go. There we go. Right. So congratulations. Yeah, that's the first place. There we go. So it actually works pretty good, but I'm not sure why the frames is only 30 frames per second. If that can be fixed with the emulation or the emulation thing. I guess it's not bad that it runs 30 frames. I'm actually not sure how much it actually was running in regards to frames on the PC version of old. Maybe there was a cap on 30 frames directly made inside the game. Which of course would be a little stupid, but of course, if you actually had a more powerful computer in the future, it would have been nice to just run 60 frames. But I don't remember that you could actually see the stats of the FPS in the Roll Cage, so you didn't really think much about it. Oh, there we go. We didn't really. So I guess we're pretty much at the end of this campaign thing, and this didn't really go good. Okay, let's see. Yeah. and when you don't want to be the last one, because then you're going to lose, and then you will have another. I think you have 3 tries or something like that to kind of win it. You're racing against the others to be the last one that is kicked out of the thing, you know. So we apparently, oh, it's going not so good. So I go see if we can get it before the finish line. I think, yeah, knockout. Yeah. So we knocked, no, one more is knocked out. And now we should be able to target. There we go. That didn't really go good. Oh, come on. So now we can target, and apparently I need to push these things to actually act. You know, even if it looks like it's activated, apparently it's not. Oh, you can. Oh, that's actually just turning it off. Okay, probably shouldn't have done that. Anyway, so we can target one of that. That was too bad. I should have gotten closer. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's see if we can talk. Nope, I unlock it. So anyway, I lost that. But yeah, as you can see, it works pretty good when it works. But a lot of time on this PC emulation, it doesn't really work so good. I haven't really looked into setting it further up in regards to drivers and this or graphics. I'm not sure if there's anything in the options in regards to that. Oh, I think we crashed. Yeah, there we go. And it went out. So yeah, again, unstable and all that, but it does work. And of course, recording doesn't make it more stable when you're recording onto the internet. I think we're still running on the recording. Let's see here. Does seem to be uploading, but I guess 12 o'clock in the night, and we kind of will have, yeah, we're probably going to be disconnected. Anyway, that was a little in regards of emulation on the Tank 3 Pro Mobile with Mali graphic things, you know, and all that. It is what it is. A lot of things doesn't work, but some do, and you know, it's okay. You know, it's interesting to see what a mobile can do these days. So yeah, and I guess I have some more things to try out, and that's just how it is. Anyway, take care. May Yehovah be with you, and Yeshua, most precious pearl, and the spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. Take a good one, all of you, and I shouldn't waste my time with these games anyway. It's like a lot of waste of time. Could be doing other things that would be much more. And I should get back to doing that. I also need to fix the alternative recovery for this phone, but haven't gotten around to that. But I have rooted the phone, so far so good.